The House. Thank you.
Mr. Speaker.
Ian McKelvey.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I was very tempted listening to that speech to seek the leave of the House to give Richard Prosser my 10 minutes, but I won't. Firstly, Mr. Speaker, I wish to... You'll be bored by the end of it, Ruth. You'll be bored by the end of it. Firstly, Mr. Speaker, I wish to congratulate Todd McClay on bringing this bill to the House. I can fully understand his reasons for doing so. I myself have been in government offices when these patched gang members arrive at the door. There's no doubt they are intimidating, and they intend to be. I've witnessed the unease of the people attempting to assist them, and I think this bill is an outstanding addition to the toolkit that will allow the police and our communities to lessen the impact that gangs have on our society. I don't understand the vehement opposition to this bill by Labor and the Greens. They talk about what we should have done, what we should be doing. Mr. Speaker, they had years to do it and did nothing. They've also had the opportunity to put these great ideas into members' bills. They haven't done that either.
This is not one of their ideas.
I didn't say this was one of your ideas. Your compatriots said it was one of their ideas. I'm going to concentrate, Mr. Speaker, on the intimidation factor as I speak tonight, as I realise that in itself this bill will not put an end to gang activity. It will not stop people joining gangs. It will not get them into legitimate work, and it will not prevent crime. It will be a disincentive to all those things, however, but more importantly, will make the lives of people who work behind the counters in our hospitals, schools, housing corporation offices and other government departments a little more pleasant as they deal with the requests of these people. It will make fellow parents of the local school a little more comfortable. Surprising as it may seem, Mr. Speaker, the Rangitikei electorate's not immune to gangs. And odd as it may seem, I have schools in my electorate who have asked gang members to remove their gang insignia when they come onto the school grounds. Fortunately for those schools and the children in those schools, those gang members have complied out of respect for the school. Had they not complied, this bill would have given the school the ability to exclude them, forcing them to comply, and I think that's a great opportunity for our community and great for all law-abiding citizens of New Zealand. I don't think it is in the interest of our young people to be exposed to the gang influence, and the little that we can do, every little thing we can do to limit that exposure or visual presence of gangs in our community is positive. Mr. McClay in his introduction talked of the gangs in Rotorua, Mr. Speaker. I have first-hand knowledge of these people and the outstanding Rotorua police, as they recovered my iPad intact from a Rotorua gang drug house. It had been stolen from my branded car, not Insignia car, in the Tauranui area. And I think that just points out what a great job our New Zealand police do when dealing with these kinds of people. Quite a challenge for our communities as well. Mr. Speaker, if banning the advertising and branding of cigarettes is going to have an effect on the number of smokers in society, then surely the same logic could be applied to this piece of legislation. I contest the opposition's view that this bill will not make a difference on that basis. It's nonsense. We concentrate for a long time, Mr. Speaker, on banning things in this country, and we clearly ban them for good reason. And I think the same logic exactly applies to this. During the course of this, the Select Committee process on this bill, we had some very positive submissions, and the Murupara School submission has been referred to at least 3 times now, even by one of the speakers in opposition. And I would remind Mr Farfoy and Mr Goff that this bill does in fact have some teeth, and it will make a difference. I don't believe that their communities have been done any favour, and they're opposing it. Every activity we undertake to make the activities of gangs a little more difficult makes a difference, and precluding people from or protecting people from intimidation is a very worthy ideal in life, akin to a dislike of bullying, as intimidation is in fact a form of bullying. Much has been said tonight about the measures contained in the bill, the naming of specific gangs covered in the bill, the way in which future gangs can be added, and those types of premises included in the bill with a very clear definition of such, and I don't need to add to that further, Mr Speaker. I want to congratulate again Todd McClay and thank the fellow Select Committee members of this Select Committee under the very capable leadership of Jackie Dean for the work they've done on this topic. Mr Speaker, gang issues in New Zealand will never be readily overcome. I don't think any of these issues that inflict misery on our society will be overcome. But every little piece that every time we chip away at their opportunity makes a big difference to our community. And I congratulate Mr Macleay again on bringing this bill to the House, and I think it'll do its little piece in impacting on the activities of gangs in our community. Thank you, Mr Speaker.
I call Andrew Little.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. And